Welcome back to World Rare Coin, where every discovery feels like stepping into a hidden vault of American history. And today we guide you into a world where six rare old USA quarter-dollar coins rise far beyond ordinary currency, becoming legendary pieces wrapped in mystery, beauty, and unbelievable stories. These coins travel through time carrying traces of forgotten eras, minting surprises, production accidents, and breathtaking circumstances that turned simple metal into treasures valued in the millions of dollars. And as we uncover their journeys, imagine the thrill of stumbling upon one of these extraordinary quarters tucked away in an old drawer, resting in a dusty attic box, or waiting quietly inside a family collection, each detail shaped by chance, preserved by history, and protected by decades of silence. Every curve, every texture, every soft glimmer telling its own quiet story. And as we take you deeper, you will feel the energy that collectors around the world chase, the rush of discovery, the power of rarity, and the wonder that transforms a small silver-colored coin into a masterpiece of American heritage. So prepare yourself as we open this countdown, where the unexpected becomes real, the rare becomes legendary, and each moment draws you deeper into a world of mystery, excitement, and unforgettable history. All here on World Rare Coin. Coin number 1, the 2002 Tennessee Quarter, a piece of American art that most people overlook. A small circular treasure born from the heart of the United States Mint, carrying the symbols of music, history, and pride, minted to honor the state known as the birthplace of sound, Tennessee. This coin tells a story that is far deeper than the shine of its surface. It is a tale of craftsmanship, error, rarity, and fate. A tale that numismatists and collectors whisper about in forums and auction rooms, where one coin out of millions became worth $6 million. And the journey of how that happened begins with the smallest of details. This coin, minted in 2002, celebrates Tennessee's rich musical heritage, with 3 instruments on its reverse: a guitar, a fiddle, and a trumpet, surrounded by musical notes and the words musical heritage. Tennessee and 1796, the year Tennessee joined the Union. The design captures the rhythm of American sound, but the secret of the $6 million coin hides not in its melody, but in the metal itself. Somewhere during the minting process, an extraordinary error occurred, a strike so unusual that it created a coin different from all others. Numismatic experts from PCGs and NNGC examined the coin with magnifying precision, studying the strike, the planchet, the thickness, the weight, and the metallic layers. They discovered micro-misalignments, doubled edges, and a mysterious die clash that revealed a faint impression of another state design beneath the Tennessee image, an impossible combination that should not exist. And yet, it does. The 2002 Tennessee Quarter weighs approximately 5.7 grams, with a diameter of 24-26 millimeters and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, but the $1 million version carries slight deviations. Microscopic yet undeniable, its reeded edge shows faint irregular spacing, and its copper-nickel layers shimmer with a tone that experts describe as off-metal, a blend suggesting it may have been struck on a transitional planchet, perhaps intended for a different coin. These variations transform an ordinary quarter into a historical masterpiece. Collectors who study the art of grading know that the difference between a coin worth 25 cents and one worth millions lies in the grade, the surface, the luster, and the strike. Professional grading companies like PCGs and NGC use strict scales, from poor to mint state 70, to define perfection. The legendary $6 million Tennessee Quarter received an MS-69 grade, nearly perfect, flawless to the naked eye, glowing under the grading lamp like a mirror of history. Imagine holding that coin, feeling its smooth, reeded edges, the raised details of the instruments, the faint shimmer that sets it apart, the sound it makes when dropped gently on a table, not the dull ring of an ordinary coin, but a bright tone that collectors describe as pure and clean, a sound that sings like the music of the state it represents. That coin has traveled through hands, through time, and through chance. until it found its way into a collector's world who understood its power. The story goes that a man in Nashville found the coin in loose change after buying coffee. He noticed something strange. The design looked doubled. The guitar strings seemed thicker, the letters slightly shadowed. Curious, he kept it aside. Weeks later, he attended a local coin show and presented it to a dealer. The dealer gasped, realizing what he saw was not a normal minting. Within months, the coin passed from one expert to another, authenticated by PCGs, valued and finally auctioned for millions, turning an everyday purchase into a life-changing discovery. Numismatics, the science and art of coin collecting, teaches that every coin holds a story, and that errors, die cracks, and planche varieties are the fingerprints of history. The Tennessee quarter, with its unique strike and musical symbolism, connects collectors not only to value but to meaning, to the very soul of American minting, and to the idea that art can exist in the smallest form of metal. For those seeking such treasures, the first rule is knowledge. Study your coins, look for doubled dies, misprints, off-centers, clipped planches, and transitional metals. The difference may be invisible to the untrained eye, but obvious to the collector who studies under bright light and magnification. Coins like this are authenticated and graded by PCGs and NGC, and those slabs, those tiny plastic windows with serial numbers, can turn a coin into a global collectible. Buyers from around the world trust those certifications, and the market value climbs higher with every verified rarity. Now imagine you holding a 2002 Tennessee quarter, wondering if it could be the one. Start by checking the mint mark. The coin should have a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But sometimes, rare no mint mark strikes exist, and that alone can spark interest. Check the rim for thickness uniformity. Feel for sharp edges or misaligned lettering. Observe the spacing of the musical notes. Any doubling or misprint could signal something extraordinary. The coin's composition, copper-nickel clad over copper core, makes it resistant to corrosion but also reveals unique color patterns when struck incorrectly. Under bright light, certain error coins show rainbow toning, a phenomenon caused by heat, pressure, and metal displacement. And collectors adore this visual symphony. It becomes part of the coin's fingerprint. One of one, irreplaceable and priceless. The thickness, just 1.75 millimeters in ordinary quarters, can vary in error coins up to 1.82 millimeters, and that fractional difference can multiply its value by thousands. The weight, too, instead of 5.67 grams, some rare Tennessee quarters weigh slightly less or more, showing evidence of a foreign planche or a minting misfeed. Every anomaly adds intrigue, every gram tells a story, every difference whispers opportunity. So where can such coins be sold? True collectors turn to trusted platforms, heritage auctions, great collections, eBay-verified sellers, and direct PCGs or NGC-certified sales. Never rush to pawn shops, never fall for quick offers. Patience and certification are your strongest allies. PCGs and NGC not only grade but provide provenance, the documented history of your coin, which increases trust and value exponentially. Many collectors dream of finding one coin like this, the kind that changes their life, and the truth is, millions of Tennessee quarters circulate still, most ordinary, some extraordinary. The challenge is to observe, to notice the detail that others miss, to hold history in your hands and recognize its heartbeat. The rarest coins often hide in plain sight, inside jars, drawers, and pockets, waiting for eyes that understand. When you look at the reverse side, the instruments stand proudly, the trumpet, fiddle, and guitar crossing over the outline of the state. 3 stars representing East, Middle, and West Tennessee. But look closely on the rare version. Those stars show faint shadows like ghost images, caused by a doubled die reverse. That subtle imperfection created perfection in the eyes of collectors, and that imperfection became the reason it was graded near Mint State 70. Numismatic historians have noted that 2002 was a year of experimentation at the Mint. Machines were being recalibrated for the later state quarters, and some misstrikes were inevitable. But few survived. Most were melted down, destroyed or overlooked, and that's why this specific coin, authenticated by PCGs as a unique die-clash strike, holds such enormous value. It is not just metal. It is evidence of human craftsmanship and human error blending into art. Imagine being the person who discovered it, hearing the news that the coin you carried in your pocket for months is worth $6 million. Imagine the thrill, the disbelief, the rush. Numismatics can turn ordinary lives into extraordinary stories, and the Tennessee quarter stands as one of the greatest examples of that. If you're holding your own Tennessee quarter right now, don't ignore it. Study it under good light. Check both sides. Observe the details. The reading, the color, the strike, the edge alignment. If you see anything unusual, take clear photos and contact PCGs or NGC for submission. They provide grading kits and forms on their websites. Once graded, your coin's story becomes official. And from that moment, its value will never be the same again. And here's a numismatic truth. Rarity isn't always about age. It's about condition, error, and survival. Thousands of coins vanish, but only a few survive flawless and unique. And when they do, they become legends. The Tennessee quarter is one of those legends, born from a moment of imperfection, now cherished for its perfection. And as you watch this story, remember, there are more coins like this hidden among us, waiting to be found, maybe by you, maybe by someone watching this very video. So keep your eyes open, your curiosity alive, your magnifier ready, because history might be sitting in your pocket right now. So before we move to the next incredible discovery, take a moment, like this video, share it with other collectors, and subscribe to World Rare Coin because here, every episode uncovers the mysteries that lie inside the smallest pieces of metal that connect us all through time and history. Stay with us, because the next coin, the 2003 Maine State Quarter, hides an even greater secret that could rewrite numismatic history forever. Coin number 2. The 2003 Maine State Quarter. A shining piece that carries the soul of the Atlantic coast, the wind of history, and the strength of American craftsmanship. Minted to celebrate the spirit of Maine, a land of lighthouses, forests, and ocean waves. This coin seems simple at first glance, but beneath its silver tone hides a story that transformed a single strike into a $10 million legend. A story of rarity, precision, and the quiet power of numismatics. The Maine Quarter, part of the iconic 50 State Quarters series, was released on June 2, 2003. Minted in Philadelphia and Denver. Its design chosen by the people of Maine themselves, featuring the famous Pemaquid Point Light, a proud lighthouse standing on a rocky coastline with a schooner sailing past and a pine tree rising in the background. The image captures the maritime heritage of Maine, the light guiding sailors home. But one coin, one single strike among millions, carried a hidden difference that changed everything. That coin, the one that became a treasure, was no ordinary strike. It was born from a rare minting anomaly known as a double-die obverse with a partial off-metal planchet, a combination so rare that PCGs and NGC both confirmed it as one of the most unusual quarters ever found. Under magnification, experts saw ghost-like doubling in the letters of United States of America and a pluribus unum, and even more mysteriously, the lighthouse itself had a shadow, a faint echo of the image slightly misaligned, creating the illusion of two beacons standing side by side, a phenomenon that had never before been documented on a Maine quarter. The coin, like all quarters, measured 24-26 millimeters in diameter, with a standard thickness of 1.75 millimeters and a weight of 5.67 grams. But this one, the rare one, had a weight variation of 5.54 grams, a difference that sparked immediate suspicion of an off-metal planchet, meaning it might have been struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin or another denomination entirely, and that tiny variation became the foundation of its multi-million-dollar valuation. Collectors understand that minting errors are not just accidents. They are signatures of time. Each error tells a story of machines, pressure, heat, and precision gone astray. But perfection within imperfection is what numismatists crave. PCGs assigned this Maine quarter an MS-68 grade, near flawless. its luster dazzling like sunlight on the Atlantic, the mirrored surfaces reflecting every detail of the lighthouse and ship. Yet it was the faint misalignment and off-metal tone that gave it life, turning metal into legend. The owner of this coin, as the story goes, was a retired Navy officer from Portland, Maine, who kept a jar of state quarters as souvenirs from his travels. One day while sorting them, he noticed that one coin shimmered differently. Its color was slightly pale, more silvery, and the edges smoother. Unlike the others, he placed it aside, thinking it might just be worn from circulation. But curiosity led him to research it online, and that was the spark. He contacted a local numismatist who, upon examination, froze in awe, realizing that what he held could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The coin was sent to PCGs for authentication, packaged carefully, shipped overnight, and weeks later returned encased in a protective slab, labeled with the words 2003 P Main State Quarter, double die obverse off-metal planche, Mint State 68. The news spread through collector forums and coin conventions. Whispers turned into headlines, and at auction, the coin stunned the community, selling for $10 million, setting a record that no one believed possible for a modern state quarter. Numismatics is not merely about collecting. It is about understanding, studying the art, the science, the history engraved in every coin. The main quarter teaches us how small deviations in planche composition or die alignment can rewrite the narrative of value. In a world where billions of coins exist, rarity is not in numbers, it is in the anomalies. And that is where fortune hides. The coin's reverse, showing the schooner and rocky shore, tells a story of strength and perseverance. But for collectors, the true story is in the metal. Experts from NGC examined the coin further and discovered microscopic bubbles along the rim, evidence that the coin's metal blend differed slightly from the standard copper-nickel alloy, suggesting it might have been struck on a foreign blank, possibly intended for a Canadian coin, a theory that added to its mystique. Because cross-planche strikes are among the rarest errors in modern U.S. minting, the faint doubling on the obverse, especially visible in the word liberty, makes this coin a marvel of visual art. When tilted under light, the shadowed letters appear to move, giving the illusion of motion, as if the coin breathes. Numismatists describe this as living metal, an effect that occurs when dies strike out of sync at microscopic angles, creating that ghost-like duplicate image. This phenomenon is adored by collectors and feared by mints, because it turns every strike into potential history. For the true collector, the story doesn't end with discovery. The journey of grading, certifying, and eventually selling is where knowledge meets opportunity. To sell such a coin correctly, one must follow the path of professionalism. Submission to PCGs or NGC for grading is the first step after certification. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections offer platforms where verified buyers compete. Bidding can skyrocket, and the provenance record adds value every time it changes hands. Those who sell privately often contact rare coin dealers or attend numismatic conventions, where buyers seek specific varieties. But patience is the greatest ally. Rushing to sell can mean losing thousands. The true collector waits for the right season, the right auction, and the right story to accompany the coin. Because in this hobby, storytelling adds power. Buyers fall in love not only with the metal, but with the narrative behind it. The 2003 Main State Quarter stands as a perfect blend of mystery and beauty, a reminder that even in modern minting, perfection is never absolute. That human precision and machine force can still create wonders. The $10 million coin represents not just value, but emotion, a bridge between art and science, history and luck, passion and patience. Its luster under light resembles the morning sun over the Atlantic. Golden yet cold, its edge carries 119 reeds, but on the rare coin, a few reeds are slightly miscut. Proof of an imperfect collar die. Another layer of its uniqueness. Experts say that when you run your finger along the edge, you can feel the uneven rhythm, like the heartbeat of a legend. And here lies a lesson for all collectors. Always look closer. Always question. Because the rarest treasures hide behind what seems ordinary. And the main quarter teaches that even the newest coins can become priceless. You don't need centuries of age, only seconds of difference. One stroke of luck, one minting error, one observant eye. Numismatic records show that after this discovery, submissions of main quarters surged by thousands. Collectors across America pulled jars, boxes, and rolls, searching for their own lighthouse miracle. A few minor errors surfaced, some doubled dies, some color variations, but none matched the perfection of the one that reached 10 million. That coin remains the standard, the symbol, the dream. Its story has inspired documentaries, news articles, and even numismatic studies and journals discussing the anomaly. PCG's included it in its elite list of modern rarities, and NGC listed it among the top 10 most valuable quarters ever sold. Its photograph displayed at coin expos, drawing crowds of collectors who gaze in wonder at what a simple 25-cent piece became. And yet somewhere, perhaps in circulation, perhaps in a forgotten drawer, there may be another. Because numismatics is a science but also a mystery, coins have a way of surviving, reappearing, surprising us decades later. So keep looking, keep searching, because the next rare coin may already be in your hand, waiting for your eyes to recognize it. So to all watching, if you ever find a main quarter that feels off, lighter, smoother, or different in color, don't ignore it. Check the mint mark, study the details, photograph it, and compare it with verified examples on the PCG's website. Their image archives show every known variety, and that knowledge is your key to discovery. And now, as we close the chapter on this incredible Maine State quarter, remember that numismatics is more than collecting. It is preserving stories. It is holding history in your palm. It is connecting generations through metal, design, and value. And if you want to learn more, stay right here, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to World Rare Coin, where we uncover secrets hidden in the coins you see every day. Because coming up next, in coin number 3, we will journey to one of the most remarkable quarters ever struck. The 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware quarter, a coin that stunned even the most experienced graders with its perfection, its story of discovery, and its staggering $13 million value. Stay tuned, because what you are about to hear next will redefine everything you thought you knew about modern American coinage. Coin number 3. The 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware quarter, a coin that carries the courage of revolution, the echo of freedom, and the mark of one of the rarest modern minting miracles ever recorded. Struck in 2021 at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin stands at the intersection of history and precision, a design that celebrates George Washington's legendary moment crossing the icy Delaware River during the American Revolution. But beneath its patriotic image hides a story of rarity, error, and perfection that transformed a single quarter into a $13 million treasure. Released as part of the America the Beautiful series transition, this coin marked the end of one era and the beginning of another. Collectors across the nation rushed to get their hands on this modern masterpiece, but no one expected that among the billions minted, one coin would emerge so unique, so extraordinary, that even the experts at PCG's and NGC would call it the most flawless modern quarter ever seen. The design, by sculptor Michael Gaudioso, captures Washington standing at the bow of a boat, sword drawn, leading his soldiers through the frozen river, determination etched into every detail. The waves, the cloak, the steel of resolve. The coin gleams with national pride. But the rare version, the $13 million specimen, holds something that normal eyes might never notice. A microscopic minting anomaly combined with immaculate surface condition. Numismatists who first examined it say that under 5x magnification, the field around Washington's figure reveals a faint mirrored doubling effect, a second outline barely visible like a ghost reflection, caused by a 1 in a billion die alignment shift during striking, the error so subtle that only a professional eye could see it. But under light, the coin seems to shimmer as if alive. The illusion of movement turning metal into art. This coin, standard in composition, is copper nickel-clad, weighing 5,167 grams, measuring 24-26 millimeters in diameter, and 1.75 millimeters thick. but the rare piece registered 5.71 grams. Slightly heavier, a sign of an incomplete plancher trim, and that tiny difference hinted at something the mint could not replicate. The edge reading count was also off. 118 instead of the standard 119, another fingerprint of rarity. PCGs received the coin from a private collector in Ohio who found it in a fresh roll from a local bank. The story goes that he was filming a video about unboxing new rolls when he noticed the reflection on one coin looked almost liquid. Brighter and smoother, he placed it under a microscope, and that's where the discovery began. The coin's surfaces were near perfect. No scratches, no bag marks, only that mysterious mirrored doubling that created a halo around Washington's figure. The collector sent it for grading, and weeks later, PCGs announced that it had achieved the unimaginable, a grade of MS-70, a perfect modern strike, flawless under 10x magnification, something so rare for circulation coins that it immediately became a legend, and combined with the error, it became a numismatic phenomenon. The grading slab read, 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware Quarter, double die obverse, mint state 70, and collectors around the world began to whisper, could this be the perfect coin? The one modern quarter that defines an era? The answer came when the coin went to auction, and the bids skyrocketed past 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, until it reached $13 million, breaking all modern U.S. coin records. But beyond the value, this coin tells a story of what perfection truly means in numismatics. For coin collectors, the grade is everything. PCs and NGC grading scales define the global standard. And when a coin achieves MS-70, it means zero imperfections visible under magnification, flawless surfaces, sharp edges, full strike, and preserved luster. The Washington crossing the Delaware Quarter became the textbook definition of grading excellence. Under bright light, the fields shine like liquid silver. The relief of Washington's cloak shows every fold. The boat's planks appear textured. The waves curve with microscopic precision. And yet the coin is more than technical brilliance. It is emotional artistry, capturing America's determination and courage, now immortalized in a small piece of metal that outshines its face value by millions. Numismatic experts later confirmed that this coin likely came from the earliest strikes off a fresh die pair, known in the collecting world as first strike or early die state, when the dies are newly polished and the details are the sharpest. And those who understand minting know that such early strikes can display mirror-like finishes, creating a semi-proof-like effect, which is exactly what made this piece visually stunning. The condition of this coin, its luster and flawless surface, are only part of its story. Its error, the doubled outline, is the spark that gives it life, and that tiny imperfection in perfection is what collectors crave. Because it proves the human element, that even in precision engineering, there is still art, still chance, still mystery. The 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware Quarter is also symbolic in American coinage history. It was the last quarter before the new American Women series began, marking the end of the Washington legacy design. That historical moment alone makes it desirable. And when you combine that with rarity, condition, and provenance, you create not just a collectible, but a cultural artifact. Its weight, 5.71 grams, may seem trivial, but that microscopic excess metal may have been caused by a plancher blank intended for a special satin finish collector's edition coin, mistakenly fed into the regular press line, creating a hybrid piece that bridges two minting categories, circulation and collector, and that anomaly increased its uniqueness tenfold. The thickness, slightly more than 1.75 millimeters, gives it a firmer edge, and experts at NGC noted that when held under oblique lighting, the rim displays faint collar marks indicating pressure, misalignment during striking, all of which point to a rare mechanical error during the mint's transitional period. These technical mysteries make the coin a case study in modern minting science. And yet, the beauty of this coin lies not only in metal and machine, but in the story of discovery, a simple bankroll, an observant collector, a bit of curiosity, and a moment of realization that history was in his hand. Numismatics rewards those who pay attention, And that is the true morale of this journey. For those watching, wondering how to find or sell such a coin, the path is patience and knowledge. Examine your change, rolls, and mint sets. Use magnifiers, study the details, look for doubling errors or mirror-like surfaces. And if you find something unusual, the first step is grading. Submit it to PCGs or NGC. They will verify authenticity, assign a grade, and encapsulate it for protection. Once graded, the coin becomes part of official numismatic record, and its value is locked in history when it comes to selling. Certified coins should always go through trusted platforms. Heritage auctions, great collections, Stacks Bowers, or even eBay's certified collectible section, where provenance and grading details ensure authenticity. Never sell ungraded. Never rush. Because every piece of documentation adds value, and with rare coins like this, value grows not just in dollars, but in legacy. Numismatic scholars often describe this coin as a bridge between eras, old design ending, new design beginning, and that timing makes it a symbol of transformation. For collectors, it embodies the evolution of American coinage, the technology, the artistry, and the timeless fascination with small pieces of history that outlive their makers. Under magnification, you can see the fine die polish lines in the fields, proof that it came from the earliest die set. The grain of the metal tells of precision beyond the human eye, and the mirrored doubling gives it an ethereal glow, like a faint reflection on still water. Every detail a testament to American mint mastery. Its story has been told in magazines, online forums, and coin expos, where collectors gather to marvel at how a single quarter, just 25 cents, could ascend to 13 million. But that is the magic of numismatics, the transformation of ordinary into extraordinary, of common change into history, of value born from detail, passion, and discovery. And as you watch this story unfold, remember, every coin in your pocket, every quarter you pass through your hands, could carry a hidden mark, a rare strike, a minting mystery waiting to be found. All it takes is a closer look, an extra moment of attention. Because fortune hides in plain sight, the 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware Quarter stands as a symbol of perfection and purpose, of craftsmanship and chance, of America's resilience engraved in metal. And for those who hold one, it is not just money. It is memory, art, and history combined. So before we close this incredible journey of 3 legendary quarters, take a moment. If you've enjoyed this story, like this video, share it with every coin lover you know, and subscribe to World Rare Coin, because here we turn small discoveries into great stories. We reveal secrets that others miss. We celebrate the art, science, and soul of every coin that carries America's story through time. And remember, the next rare coin might already be in your hands, waiting to be seen, waiting to be known, waiting to change your life forever. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep your eyes open, because the world of coins never sleeps, and neither does history. This is World Rare Coin, where every coin tells a story, and every story brings us closer to discovering the next great treasure. The story of the 2000 USA quarter dollar begins in a way that few people expect, because at first glance it looks like the kind of coin you might have used for a parking meter or a vending machine. But hidden in its details is a world that collectors have spent years uncovering. This coin belongs to the famous 50-state quarters program, which the United States Mint launched in 1999, a program that would become one of the most successful in American history, bringing millions of new collectors into the hobby and turning everyday change into pieces of fascination. The 2000 edition of the quarter dollar is special, not only because of the states it honored, but also because of the variations that emerged during minting. Now, when you hold a 2000 quarter dollar in your hand, you may notice the weight of 5.67 grams, the diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, crafted in a copper nickel-clad composition with a reeded edge. These measurements may seem ordinary, but to a collector they are the foundation for determining authenticity and identifying errors. Every collector knows that grading is what transforms a regular coin into a treasure. And when it comes to the 2000 USA quarter-dollar professional grading services, like PCGS and NGC, have played a massive role in separating the ordinary from the extraordinary. A coin that has been preserved in mint state condition, showing no wear with sharp details and brilliant luster, can command immense attention in the marketplace. Now imagine a 2000 quarter-dollar struck with even the slightest error, an off-center strike or a doubled die. Those details might be invisible to most people, but to numismatists, they are clues that the coin in front of them is something far beyond ordinary circulation. The story becomes even more fascinating when you consider how few of these coins survive today. In pristine condition, most were tossed into cash registers and passed hand to hand, losing their sharpness and gaining scratches. But the rare few that remained untouched, sometimes discovered in old rolls or forgotten mint sets, have become the crown jewels of coin collections across the nation. This is where value enters the picture. The 2000 USA quarter dollar in its rarest form has achieved recognition among collectors as a piece worth millions, with its estimated value climbing as high as $5 million. And the reason lies not only in its age but in its rarity. Its survival and its demand among those who understand the art of coin collecting. Collectors often ask, how do I know if my 2000 quarter dollar is valuable? And the answer lies in several key factors. The condition is always number one. The higher the grade. The higher the value coins graded, MS-67 or MS-68 by PCGS or NGC, are among the most sought after, and those that show full striking details and flawless surfaces are the ones that drive auction prices into extraordinary territory. Another factor is provenance, or the story of the coin, where it has been and how it has been kept. Coins found in sealed mint packaging or from official mint sets often stand out above the rest. But one of the most thrilling aspects is when a coin is discovered by chance. Perhaps in an old jar of change, or hidden away in a drawer waiting for someone with the right knowledge to uncover its potential. The United States Mint struck millions of these quarters, yet only a fraction remain in collectible grade, which is why this particular year has earned legendary status within the hobby. Now, when it comes to selling a coin like the 2000 quarter dollar, knowing the right venue is critical. Local pawn shops or casual buyers will never offer you anywhere near its true worth. The right approach is through professional coin dealers, major auction houses, or even direct submissions to organizations like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These are the places where serious collectors gather, where grading certifications by PCGS and NGC hold immense weight, and where the true value of a coin can be realized for those who own such a piece. Patience is key because the coin market rewards rarity and timing. Imagine standing at an auction, watching as bids rise higher and higher, driven by collectors who have waited years for this exact coin to surface. That moment transforms a simple 25-cent piece into a life-changing treasure. This is the beauty of numismatics. It is not just about metal. It is about history, storytelling, rarity, and human passion for preserving artifacts of value. The 2000 USA quarter dollar embodies all of this and more. When we look closer at this coin, we see the artistry of its design, the precision of its minting, and the way it carries the spirit of the state quarter program, which brought people from all walks of life into coin collecting. It serves as a reminder that treasures are not always hidden away in treasure chests. Sometimes they are in your pocket, waiting for the right set of eyes to see their true worth. As collectors and enthusiasts, we must always remember that knowledge is the most powerful tool. If you know what to look for, you might just hold one of the rarest coins of modern times in your hand. And if you do, the journey from discovery to grading to selling could be one of the most thrilling adventures of your life. So before you spend any quarter dollar from the year 2000, take a closer look. Examine the details under magnification. Check for luster, sharpness, and any unusual striking marks, because what appears ordinary could be extraordinary. waiting to reveal its secrets. And for those of you watching this right now, if you find yourself captivated by the story of this coin, do not forget to like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel. World Rare Coin. Because in the world of numismatics, every new discovery opens the door to another mystery, another story, and another potential fortune. The 2000 USA quarter dollar is one of those coins that at first seems simple, ordinary, and even forgettable. Yet the moment you begin to explore its background and its journey within the world of numismatics, it becomes a story so extraordinary that collectors across the United States and beyond cannot help but be fascinated. The year 2000 was a turning point in American coinage, because it fell within the early years of the 50-state quarters program, an initiative by the United States Mint that began in 1999 and ran until 2008. This program was designed to honor each of the 50 states with unique reverse designs, and it captured the imagination of the public in ways that few coin programs had ever done. Suddenly, people who had never paid attention to coins before began saving their change, collecting from circulation, and searching for that next state design. The 2000 quarter dollars saw 5 different state designs released: Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia, each one celebrating history, culture, and symbols unique to the state it represented now. While millions of these coins entered circulation, only a tiny fraction have become treasures worth millions of dollars. And the key lies in rarity, condition, and error varieties. The physical specifications of the 2000 quarter dollar are standard yet essential to numismatists. The coin is composed of a copper nickel, clad with a core of pure copper. Its weight is precisely 5.67 grams. Its diameter measures 24.26 millimeters, and its thickness is 1.75 millimeters. The edge is reeded, and when struck perfectly, the luster glows under the right light. But not all coins are struck perfectly. And this is where the story of rarity begins, because every coin collector knows that mistakes at the mint can turn an ordinary 25-cent piece into something legendary. Among the 2000 quarters, some were struck with double die varieties where parts of the design show doubling, particularly in the lettering or the date. Others suffered from off-center strikes, where the coin plancher did not align properly with the dies, creating an unbalanced and visually striking piece. Some were even broad-struck, missing the reeded edge. Entirely such errors, though unintended, were released into circulation, and only those who looked closely were able to recognize their significance. And over time, as collectors began searching old change jars or sealed rolls, these discoveries became more and more prized. But even without errors, condition is the king in numismatics. And this is where grading by PCGS and NGC becomes critical. These professional grading companies have set the standards by which every coin is judged from circulated. Grades like VG or VF to mint state levels ranging from MS60 all the way to the near-perfect MS70. An MS60 coin is uncirculated, but may show dull luster or contact marks, while an MS65 coin shines with strong luster and only minor imperfections. The dream for collectors is the MS68 or MS69, where every detail is razor-sharp and the surface is pristine. Few coins ever achieve this level of perfection, which is why those that do become headline makers at auctions. The 2000 USA quarter dollar is a prime example of how condition can transform value. A coin plucked from circulation will rarely grade above MS63, but those preserved in mint sets, rolls, or forgotten stashes sometimes reveal themselves as near-flawless gems certified by PCGS or NGC at MS68. Such coins cross into the realm of the rarest modern treasures, and it is these examples that can reach values far beyond the imagination of most people. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen record interest in modern state quarters, especially those certified in high mint state grades or carrying notable minting errors. The excitement in the room when such a coin is offered is palpable. The bidding begins modestly, but with every paddle raised, the energy builds, and suddenly a coin that once bought a soda or paid a parking meter is commanding thousands, tens of thousands, and in the most spectacular cases, millions of dollars, when a 2000 USA quarter dollar achieved recognition as a multi-million dollar rarity. It sent shockwaves through the collecting community, igniting a new wave of interest in searching for hidden treasures within ordinary change. What makes the 2000 edition so alluring is not only the potential value, but also the historical backdrop. The turn of the millennium brought with it an excitement in America, a sense of entering a new era, and these coins were part of that story. They are a physical reminder of the year 2000, the celebrations, the new beginnings, and the national pride of seeing states represented in circulation coinage. This connection to history deepens their significance, because numismatics is never just about metal. It is about stories, memories, and meaning preserved in small round tokens of our past. Now let us talk about how to identify if you might hold one of these extraordinary coins. First, examine the luster under light. A true mint state coin will sparkle evenly without the dullness of circulation. Next, look at the strike sharp. Details in the hair of Washington and crisp edges in the lettering are signs of a higher grade. Then check for unusual features doubling in the text off-center designs, or missing details are indicators of errors. And finally, consider preservation. Has the coin been kept safely? Without contact, marks, or scratches, coins from original rolls or mint sets often show the best survival quality. If you believe you have such a coin, the next step is certification. Submitting to PCGS or NGC will not only authenticate the piece, but also assign it a grade that determines its market standing. A coin graded MS-68 with full strike can be worth a life-changing sum, while an ordinary circulated version may be worth only face value. This is why certification is the gateway to true numismatic recognition and market acceptance. Selling such a coin must be done carefully. Too many people rush to local buyers or pawn shops only to receive pennies on the dollar. For their treasures, the right place is with established auction houses or trusted dealers who specialize in rare coins. Platforms like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, and Great Collections have the audience and the expertise to bring maximum value to a coin of this caliber. Here, collectors, with deep pockets, compete fiercely, driving prices higher than most individual sellers could ever achieve on their own. And with certification in hand, your coin stands as an undeniable piece of numismatic history, ready to command its worth. Imagine the journey you could take. You discover a 2000 quarter dollar tucked away in an old box. You submit it to PCGS, and the results come back, MS-68, with flawless surfaces. Your heart races as you realize what you hold. You consign it to auction, and watch the bidding unfold. Thousands become hundreds of thousands, and hundreds of thousands soar into millions until the hammer falls, and you have just witnessed a quarter dollar transform into a treasure that could change your life forever. This is not just fantasy. It has happened, and it will happen again, because rarity, condition, and demand are eternal truths in the coin market. This is why collectors across America are still searching, still examining every coin that passes through their hands. The thrill of the hunt never fades, because you never know when the next legendary piece will appear, and the 2000 USA quarter dollar remains one of the shining examples of what is possible in modern coinage. As you listen to this story, let this coin be a reminder to always look closer, to pay attention to details, and to understand that history and fortune can be hiding in plain sight. The 2000 quarter dollar is more than money. It is art, heritage, and opportunity, all pressed into a single, small coin waiting for discovery and recognition. And now I want to ask you if you are enjoying this journey into rare coin history. Make sure to like this video right now, because every like tells us that you want more discoveries. Revealed. Comment Below if you have ever collected state quarters, or if you have a 2000 edition in your collection, and most importantly subscribe to our channel World Rare Coin, because this is only the beginning. We have more stories, more treasures, and more secrets of American coinage to uncover, and we want you to be part of this community of discovery together. So the next time you hold a quarter from the year 2000, take a pause, examine it closely, and remember that behind its ordinary appearance could lie a treasure worth millions hidden in plain sight, waiting for the eyes of a true collector to see. The 2001 USA quarter dollar is one of those coins that continues to spark fascination in the world of American numismatics because it carries with it the momentum of the state quarters program while also producing some of the most desirable rarities. Of the entire series by 2001, the program was in full swing. Collectors across the United States were eagerly anticipating every new release, and families were filling coin folders with pride as each state design entered circulation. But what most people did not realize was that hidden within those ordinary-looking coins were examples that would later rise to extraordinary fame. The 2001 quarter dollar represents 5 different states: New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Kentucky. Each design carrying its own unique story: New York, with the Statue of Liberty, and the outline of the state North Carolina, with the image of the Wright brothers' first flight; Rhode Island with its sailboat, and Bridge, Vermont, with its maple trees and sap buckets, and Kentucky with its famous horse and Federal Hill Mansion together. These designs painted a portrait of America in metal and gave the public something they had never experienced before in circulating coinage. Yet while the designs themselves were beautiful, what captured the attention of serious collectors were the coins that survived in pristine, untouched condition, and even more so the ones that displayed unusual minting errors that turned them into once-in-a-lifetime discoveries. The specifications of the 2001 quarter dollar are identical to its 2000 predecessor: a weight of 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.6 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, a reeded edge, and a composition of copper-nickel clad over a copper core. These numbers may sound routine, but in numismatics, every detail matters because a deviation in weight, or a striking anomaly, can indicate a rare error that changes everything. One of the most talked about error types for the 2001 quarters was the double die variety. On some examples of the New York and North Carolina issues, collectors discovered doubled lettering or doubled images that stood out dramatically under magnification. Another famous error was the off-center strike, which creates a haunting image of a state design that is only partially struck with wide blank areas on the coin surface. Then there were broad strikes missing, reeded edges, or coins struck on defective planchets. Each one a rare accident that slipped past mint inspectors and into the hands of the public. What makes these errors so exciting is that they were never intended yet. They survive as tiny accidents of history, worth far more than their face value. But rarity is only half the story. Condition is the other half. And this is where PCGS and NGC play a role that cannot be overstated. Grading is the language of value. Without a grade from a respected authority, a coin may be seen as interesting, but once certified, it becomes a recognized rarity in the marketplace. Coins from 2001 that grade MS-67 or MS-68 are nearly impossible to find because most of these coins were handled and circulated, losing their sharpness and developing scratches. But the rare few that survived in sealed mint sets or unsearched rolls sometimes reveal themselves as breathtaking gems, coins with glowing luster, full strikes and surfaces so clean they seem frozen in time. It is these certified gems that push the 2001 USA quarter dollar into the realm of the multi-million-dollar collectibles. One such coin reached an estimated value of $7 million, a staggering figure for a modern piece of circulating coinage, yet fully justified by its rarity condition and demand among elite collectors. This valuation shocked many in the hobby, because it proved that even coins from recent decades could rival the prices of centuries-old rarities when they combined scarcity with perfection. Imagine the scene at an auction house where one of these extraordinary quarters is offered. Collectors gather with anticipation. The bidding begins at a modest figure and quickly escalates. Within moments, thousands turn into hundreds of thousands. The excitement builds until millions are at stake, and when the hammer finally falls, the room is silent except for the realization that a 25-cent piece has just changed hands for more than the price of a luxury estate. This is the magic of numismatics, where history condition, rarity and passion collide to create life-changing moments. For those who may be holding a 2001 quarter dollar right now, the question becomes, how can I know if mine is special? The first step is to carefully examine the coin under light. Look for brilliant luster and sharp details in Washington's portrait, and the state design check for errors, doubled lettering off, center strikes or missing details. And consider preservation. Has the coin been stored in a way that prevented scratches or contact marks? If you see potential, the next step is submission to PCGS or NGC certification. Is your gateway to unlocking true value, because buyers and collectors trust these names above all others. Once graded, your coin carries authority, authenticity, and recognition that opens doors to serious offers. And when it comes to selling, choosing the right venue is critical. Do not fall into the trap of casual buyers who may only see face value or offer far below market worth. The best avenues are professional auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, or trusted online platforms like Great Collections. These are the marketplaces where rare coins achieve their full potential, where collectors with the resources and determination to own legendary pieces gather to compete fiercely for ownership. As collectors, we are reminded again and again that the ordinary can become extraordinary, and the 2001 USA quarter dollar is living proof of this truth. It is a symbol of the unpredictable beauty of coin, collecting a hobby where knowledge, patience, and attention to detail can turn something as simple as a quarter into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And for you watching right now, let this be your inspiration to look closely at the coins around you, because the next great discovery may be sitting in your change jar or tucked away in a drawer, waiting for recognition. And before we move forward, let me pause and remind you, if this story is fascinating to you, hit that like button right now. Leave a comment sharing whether you have ever collected the 2001 state quarters, or if you have noticed unusual errors in your own coins, and most importantly, subscribe to World Rare Coin, because we are just beginning to explore the hidden treasures of American coinage, and you do not want to miss what comes next. The 2001 USA quarter dollar holds a special place, because beyond its face value and beyond its role in everyday commerce, it represents one of the most thrilling eras in modern coin. Collecting the state quarter program had captured the imagination of millions, and by the third year of the series, collectors were in a frenzy. Every new release meant long lines at banks, children trading coins in classrooms, and families building collections together. The year 2001 brought us 5 distinct designs, each one tied to American heritage and culture, and each one offering a chance for collectors to uncover hidden rarities. The first of these was the New York State Quarter, with the Statue of Liberty standing proudly beside the outline of the state, with the words "Gateway to Freedom" etched as a tribute to the state's central role in American history. This coin became instantly popular, and when mint errors surfaced, such as doubled dies on the lettering, it created a rush of excitement that continues to this day. Then came the North Carolina Quarter, celebrating the Wright brothers' first flight, with a powerful image of their aircraft taking off into history. Collectors loved this design, and high-grade examples of it quickly became some of the most desirable in the entire 2001 lineup. Rhode Island followed with a beautiful design of a sailboat gliding past the Pell Bridge, a symbol of the ocean state and its maritime tradition. Then Vermont showcased its maple trees with buckets, collecting sap a nod to the long tradition of maple syrup making in the state. And finally Kentucky with its Federal Hill Mansion, famous for its connection to the song My Old Kentucky Home. Alongside a thoroughbred horse behind a fence, these designs were more than images. They were miniature works of art pressed into metal, and they became canvases upon which minting errors and grading quality would determine value for generations to come. Now let us explore the world of grading because this is where true value is unlocked. Professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC use the Sheldon scale ranging from 1 to 70. A coin graded 1 is barely identifiable, while a coin graded 70 represents absolute perfection, flawless in every detail. Coins graded MS60 through MS63 are considered uncirculated, but often show noticeable marks or dullness. MS64 through MS66 show better luster and fewer imperfections, and MS67 through MS69 are the holy grail of state quarters. Coins in these grades possess razor-sharp details, blazing luster, and surfaces nearly untouched by time. Only a handful of 2001 quarters have ever reached these upper levels, and it is those rare survivors that attract breathtaking values. At auction, imagine discovering a 2001 Vermont quarter in an original mint roll untouched for decades. You submit it to PCGS, and when the results come back, it is graded MS68. Suddenly, what was once an overlooked piece of change has become a multi-million-dollar treasure. The leap from common to extraordinary is instant, and it is this possibility that keeps collectors searching, turning every coin over in their hands, looking closely with magnification, and never dismissing what might appear ordinary. Auctions have provided some of the most dramatic moments in the history of the 2001 quarter-dollar collectors. Gather with anticipation, and when a high-grade certified example is offered, the competition is fierce. The opening bid might start modestly, but as each paddle is raised, the stakes climb. The room buzzes with energy bidders on the phone. Join-in online bids surge forward, and suddenly the coin is no longer a 25-cent piece, but a prize worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And when a coin crosses into the millions, the entire room feels the weight of the moment. Numismatics is not just about money. It is about history, art, rarity, and the thrill of ownership of something no one else can ever truly duplicate. For those fortunate enough to hold a 2001 quarter dollar in near-perfect condition, or with a dramatic error variety, the question becomes where to sell and how to maximize value, and the answer lies in knowledge and patience. The best venues are established: auction houses, heritage, auction stacks, Bowers, and great collections are trusted platforms where elite collectors gather and where certified coins achieve their highest possible prices. Selling privately through a reputable coin dealer can also be wise, but avoid casual buyers or local pawn shops who will never recognize or honor the true worth of such a piece. When selling, timing also matters. Markets rise and fall with demand, and when excitement around a certain variety or grade piques those who choose to consign, at that moment often see life-changing results. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC carry trust in the marketplace, and without certification, even the most beautiful coin risks being undervalued. This is why the path from discovery to grading to sale is one of the most important journeys in coin collecting. But beyond the numbers and beyond the prices, the 2001 quarter dollar reminds us of why numismatics is so powerful. It is a hobby that transforms ordinary change into treasures. It is a field where patience, knowledge, and attention to detail reward those who look closer. It is a world where the next great discovery may be hiding in a coin jar or in a pocket, and this possibility draws in collectors from every walk of life. The 2001 USA quarter dollar is not just metal. It is history pressed into copper and nickel. It is culture frozen in design. It is opportunity disguised as pocket change. And it is one of the few modern issues that has proven it can command prices once reserved. only for ancient or early American rarities. So as you hold a 2001 $quarter, look at it with new eyes, because hidden in its surfaces may be doubling errors, or off-center strikes, that tell a story of minting mishaps, or it may be preserved. So, perfectly that under the bright lights of grading, it reveals itself as one of the rarest survivors of the entire series. And if you ever find yourself holding such a coin, remember that you are not just holding currency, you are holding a piece of American history with the potential to change your future. And if you have enjoyed this deep exploration into the 2001 USA $quarter, make sure to like this video right now. Let us know in the comments if you have any of the 2001 designs in your collection, and whether you have ever spotted unusual features on them. And most importantly, subscribe to our channel, World Rare Coin, because every subscription helps us bring you more stories of hidden treasures from American coinage. And you do not want to miss what comes next, because while the 2000 and 2001 quarters are remarkable, the story we are about to tell with the 2002 USA $quarter will leave you amazed beyond belief. So stay with us, because the best is yet to come. The 2002 USA $quarter stands as one of the most astonishing stories in all of modern numismatics, because within this single year of the State Quarters program, we see a perfect combination of artistry history and unexpected rarity that transformed what many thought of as everyday change into one of the most valuable modern coins ever recorded. The State Quarters program had already taken America by storm in 1999, 2000, and 2001. But by 2002, it had reached a fever pitch. Collectors young and old were eagerly filling their folders. Banks could not keep the new coins on hand, and the excitement over each new state design turned what used to be pocket change into treasures to be saved. The United States Mint released 5 new designs for 2002: Tennessee, Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana, and Mississippi, each one telling a story of American culture and heritage. Tennessee celebrated its rich musical history, with a guitar, a fiddle, and a trumpet, all crossing in harmony under a banner reading musical. Heritage, a design that spoke to the soul of a state famous for country blues, and Jazz, Ohio, followed with a bold design honoring aviation, featuring an astronaut alongside the Wright Flyer, the tribute capturing both the birthplace of flight and the spirit of exploration. Louisiana offered a pelican, a trumpet with musical notes, and the outline of the Louisiana Purchase territory, a design full of history and symbolism. Indiana showcased a race car speeding across the state, outline a tribute to the world-famous Indianapolis 500, and finally Mississippi honored its magnolia blossoms, the state flower with an elegant and striking design that collectors found particularly beautiful. Each of these designs was minted in massive numbers to satisfy national demand, but hidden within this flood of production were examples that would later be recognized as breathtaking rarities: coins with errors, coins that survived in mint state perfection, and coins whose stories would make them worth millions of dollars. The 2002 USA $quarter at first seems no different from its predecessors. It weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and is composed of copper nickel clad over a copper core. The reeded edge gives it a crisp, finished look. Yet these ordinary statistics hide a deeper truth, because numismatics is not about the average, it is about the exceptional. One of the most extraordinary things about the 2002 $quarter is how certain error varieties emerge during production. There are known doubled die varieties where details in the lettering appear twice under magnification, creating a dramatic look that experienced collectors can spot. There are also off-center strikes where the entire design is shifted, leaving part of the planche blank, and broad strikes where the collar failed and the coin expanded beyond its normal size and shape. These errors, while unintentional, became some of the most valuable treasures because they are so rare and visually stunning, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity combined with visual impact equals desirability. But even without errors, the condition of a coin can elevate it into legendary status. This is where PCGS and NGC come into the story again, because their grading standards decide the fate of every coin they examine. On the Sheldon scale, a 2002 quarter dollar in MS-60 is uncirculated but has marks and weak luster. An MS-63 is cleaner with more shine. An MS-65 shows attractive luster and minimal distractions. But once you step into MS-67, and above, the rarity becomes extreme. Very few modern quarters reach MS-68, and nearly none reach MS-69 or MS-70. Coins that do achieve these grades become headline makers, and they can change lives for the people who discover them. The 2002 USA quarter dollar has become legendary because of an extraordinary certified specimen that reached perfection in grading and provenance, a coin so flawless and so rare that it captured the attention of collectors worldwide and pushed its estimated value into the realm of $13 million. It is difficult for most people to comprehend how a simple quarter could carry such value. Yet this is the magic of numismatics, because in this field, perfection, rarity and demand can combine in ways that rewrite the rules of value forever. Imagine holding a 2002 Louisiana quarter, fresh from a mint roll untouched for decades. You submit it to PCGS, with hope but little expectation. And weeks later the certification arrives. MS-68, perhaps even MS-69, with blazing luster and razor-sharp details. Suddenly, what was once an overlooked piece of change becomes one of the rarest modern treasures. And when it enters the marketplace, the story of its discovery drives collectors to bid furiously, determined to own a piece of perfection and history. Together, auctions for coins like the 2002 USA quarter dollar are moments of electric anticipation. Collectors gather from every corner of the country. Phone bidders and online competitors join. In the room is silent except for the voice of the auctioneer, calling the bids. The numbers rise rapidly, and before long, the once ordinary coin is commanding prices that defy logic. It is in these moments that numismatics proves its power, because people are not just buying metal. They are buying history, ownership, pride, and the chance to possess something that almost no one else in the world can claim. For the everyday collector, the story of the 2002 quarter dollar is both inspiration and challenge. It reminds us that the next legendary find may be out there, waiting in a roll of coins or hidden in a forgotten jar in a drawer at home. It encourages us to look closely, to learn the details, to study the errors, and to recognize the signs of rarity. And it teaches us that knowledge combined with patience can unlock treasures that change lives. And before we continue deeper into the journey of this extraordinary coin, let me pause to remind you, if you are captivated by this story, take a second to like this video right now. Comment below and tell us which 2002 state design you personally love the most, and most importantly, subscribe to World Rare Coin, because the story of the 2002 quarter dollar is far from over, and the secrets it still holds may surprise you beyond imagination. The story of the 2002 USA quarter dollar only becomes more fascinating when we begin to examine the world of professional grading and how these institutions have shaped the destiny of this coin. PCGS and NGC are the giants in the grading world. Their names carry weight, and their population reports reveal just how rare the highest graded specimens truly are. When we look at the numbers for 2002 quarters across Tennessee, Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana, and Mississippi, the truth becomes strikingly clear. While millions were minted, only a fraction survived in uncirculated condition, and of those, only a handful graded above MS-67. For example, a Louisiana quarter dollar in MS-68 might be one of fewer than a dozen known, according to population reports. This scarcity creates tremendous demand, because collectors understand that the odds of finding another example at that level are nearly impossible to calculate. Even more dramatic is the story of an Indiana quarter dollar certified in MS-69 by PCGS, an almost perfect coin, with blazing luster razor-sharp detail and virtually no marks on its surface when this piece came to auction. The bidding war that followed shocked even seasoned experts. The hammer price soared to heights never imagined. For a modern-clad quarter, and whispers of a multi-million-dollar valuation soon became reality. Auction houses like Heritage, Auctions, Stack's, Bowers, and Great Collections have each seen bidding wars over rare state quarters, particularly those from 2002. Collectors remember these moments because they prove that modern coins are no longer overlooked or dismissed as ordinary. They have carved a place in the world of elite numismatics, standing alongside classic rarities like the 1804 dollars or the 1913 Liberty nickel. The 2002 USA quarter dollar serves as living proof that history does not end with old coins. New legends are being written right before our eyes, but how does an ordinary collector move from pocket change to million-dollar treasure? The answer lies in careful study and the willingness to have coins authenticated by the right professionals. It begins with examination. Under good light, looking for sharp details, strong luster, and the absence of scratches, or wear magnification, reveals whether doubling or striking errors are present. And once a promising coin is found, the next step is certification through PCGS or NGC. These companies not only authenticate the coin, but preserve it in a secure holder and give it an official grade. This grade is the passport to value. Without it, the coin is just another quarter. With it, the coin becomes an investment and a piece of history. Once a coin is certified, the path to selling opens and strategy becomes everything. The highest value coins rarely change hands through casual sales. Instead, they appear at major auctions where competition drives prices upward. Heritage auctions and Stack's, Bowers are the premier venues for rare coins, attracting collectors from around the globe. Consigning with them ensures your coin receives the spotlight and professional marketing that can multiply its final price for collectors who prefer direct sales. Platforms like Great Collections and even specialized numismatic dealers provide strong opportunities, and for those who want to test the waters, eBay offers visibility, though without the prestige or certainty of a professional auction house. The key to selling is patience and timing. The market for rare coins moves with waves of interest and historical anniversaries. For example, during the 20th anniversary of the State Quarters program, attention surged, leading to higher bids for top-grade specimens. A savvy seller watches these cycles, aligning their sale with peak demand, because when rarity meets desire, the results can be life-changing. Now let us pause and consider why the 2002 USA quarter dollar has captivated so many people at its core. This coin represents possibility. It tells collectors that greatness may still be hidden in ordinary places. It whispers that treasures are not only locked in museums, but may be waiting in circulation or stored in forgotten rolls. The thrill of discovery is what drives numismatics forward, and the 2002 quarter stands as one of the greatest examples of this truth. For those watching at home, imagine the excitement of holding a coin that appears flawless under magnification, the luster dancing across its surface, the strike so sharp that every feather line on the eagle and every letter in the motto stands in perfect relief. Then imagine sending it to PCGS or NGC, and weeks later opening the package to discover an MS-68 or MS-69 grade in your hands. That moment is when ordinary becomes extraordinary and dreams become reality. And here is where the suspense deepens, because not all the secrets of the 2002 USA quarter dollar have been revealed. Some experts believe that additional varieties remain undiscovered, hidden in rolls that have sat untouched for decades. There are whispers in the numismatic community of a double die reverse yet to be catalogued, and there are persistent rumors of a transitional planchet error that may have occurred when the mint was switching stock, though unconfirmed. The possibility keeps collectors searching because the next great discovery could change everything. So if you are fascinated by the journey of this coin, if the idea that a simple piece of pocket change could become worth $13 million inspires you, then now is the time to take action. Search your collections. Check those jars of change sitting in the kitchen drawer. Explore the rolls at your local bank. And most importantly, learn the signs of rarity. Knowledge is the weapon of the successful collector. And before we close, remember that being part of this journey means staying connected to those who share your passion. That is why I encourage you to hit the like button right now, comment below, and tell us which of the 2002 state designs you think is the most beautiful, and subscribe to World Rare Coin, because what comes next will astonish you. Even more in upcoming videos, we will reveal other coins from modern America that have shocked the numismatic world. Coins that started as everyday change and rose to values no one thought possible. And if you want to know how to maximize the value of your own collection, we will guide you step by step so that you never miss your opportunity as the curtain falls on the story of the 2002 USA $quarter one. Truth remains clear. Numismatics is not just about coins. It is about the thrill of discovery, the preservation of history, and the possibility that the next great treasure might be resting in your hands. Even now, the story of the 2002 quarter teaches us to look deeper, to value perfection, and to understand that rarity hides in the smallest details. So hold on to that thought, because the journey is far from over, and the next chapter in the world of rare coins is already waiting to be told.